Well, good evening. I thought I'd continue my series of interesting Edwinas of the world, since I'm an Edwina and there are so few of us. We've talked about a couple of Edwinas, so I thought I would talk about Lady Edwina Mountbatten. Now, I know who she was because she was a member of the British royal family. She was married to Lord Louis Mountbatten, who was the last Viceroy of India, which made her the last Vicereine of India and Burma, so that made her interesting to start with. Unfortunately, Louis Mountbatten, her husband, was actually blown up by the IRA in 1979 and murdered, but she had a fascinating life, and I discovered a lot more about her as I was reading up on her, and she actually turns out to be a fascinating person. So she was born in 1900. Her name was Edwina Ashley, and she was an heiress and a socialite in the 1920s, and then married Louis Mountbatten and was worth an awful lot more than he was. And then it gets really interesting because apart from her royal duties, and I think she actually rather liked Louis Mountbatten, she was also described somewhat as a man-eater, and was also described as the 6th best dressed and most beautiful woman by Time magazine, so she was obviously somewhat attractive. And when Louis was away as a naval officer, she seemed to have a house full of gentlemen friends, shall we say, and she seemed to have several at the same time, and in fact a lot of them actually became good friends with Louis. So she obviously lived her life her own way and was determined to do what she wanted, so a bit of another spicy character. So that was rather interesting. She actually had an affair with Prime Minister Nehru of India, so some very high profile friends. And unfortunately she then died in 1960 at the age of 59 whilst doing some charity work in Borneo. So a short life but fascinating. Another Edwina, another determined person and a very great individual. So I'm thoroughly enjoying all the research about the Edwinas, and I'll keep you posted when I find the next one.